Alright, here we have the Season 1 looks of the characters from The Bad Batch. I meant to open up these figures forever ago. I think I meant to do them for the Season 2 premiere and then the Season 2 season finale, but we're going to open them up in honor of the final season, which is Season 3, and take a look at Clone Force 99 as we knew them way back in Season 1. And here we have the Black Series Bad Batch figures sporting their Season 1 looks. These were not all released together. They were kind of sporadically released with other figures. Wrecker was actually a deluxe figure, even though there's no real reason for him to be deluxe. He's slightly bigger than the rest of them. He doesn't come with any additional accessories. It was a start of a scam that Hasbro continues to hold on to. Now, I don't think any of these figures really sold well. Omega still hasn't sold. She's been discounted multiple times and is still easily found out there. Tech, Echo, and Wrecker all went on clearance in various stages. Hunter, I think, was the only one that didn't really go on clearance much. And same with Crosshair. I don't remember seeing Crosshair discounted very often either. Which is surprising, because I'd say Hunter is probably the least favorite of the bunch for me. One, I don't think his facial sculpt is as good as the rest of them. All of them are given a more realistic look to their faces, so they don't look quite like their CGI selves, but I don't think Hunter's translated quite well, especially with the large birthmark on the side of his face. It just doesn't really look much like, I don't know, anybody. It looks weird. I don't like the way they did Hunter's face, and I was kind of hoping they would fix it for his re-release that was coming up, but he looks the same. And even when they did his head again for the Walmart exclusive Season 2 looks, he also doesn't look that great. So I don't know why they can't get Hunter quite right. I think everybody else looks really solid. They look close to their CGI selves, but with the realistic look. The paint apps are pretty good, and the sculpts are pretty solid for their armor. I think they all look fairly enough well detailed. There are some issues with the sculpts, though, one being that Hunter's got a little holster for his knife on his gauntlet, and instead of doing a different arm piece, they just duplicated it for Crosshair, so he's got a hole on the gauntlet that looks really weird. They also duplicated the same body and armor for the Gaming Greats exclusive Republic Commando figures, so they've all got that same hole right there on their arms as well. I think Echo's arm attachment is a little too big. It looks a little unsightly and not really realistic. And I also wish that some of these guys had like holsters or attachment points for their weapons, so that way they weren't all stuck holding them. I don't really have much to say about Omega. She's an okay figure and an okay character. She comes with some weird choices of accessories, one being the gas mask, which I don't remember what episode she needed it for, but it does fit well on her. I thought it would be constantly falling off, but it's pretty snug on there. She also comes with this little creature, Ruby, which I also kind of forgot what episodes it was in, and it didn't really seem to have any lasting power for anybody else since it kind of disappeared after, I'm assuming, an episode or two. Out of the whole batch, I think Tech is probably the best one. He's got some tools on his little pouch. He's got a pretty detailed helmet. Would have loved if these were transparent, but the gold actually kind of works all right. I think he's probably the best figure out of a lot of them, closely followed by maybe Echo, even with this large extension piece. Honestly, don't hate any of them. It's a solid batch of figures, and I think it represents their Season 1 selves pretty good. I just wish that they could have gotten Hunter's face a little bit better. I think that's honestly my main problem with them. I think Hunter's face needs to be revisited and done differently. So these aren't in stores anymore, but Hunter, like I said, is going to be re-released. I think Tech, Omega, and Echo are all fairly reasonably available for a decent price. Wrecker also I don't think goes for much on the aftermarket either. Crosshair may be the one that's more difficult to get a hold of. So if you love the batch and you for some reason missed out on getting their Season 1 looks, I think these figures are solid enough to get. Alright, next time on my build video, I am putting together Luke Skywalker's helmet from the Helmet series by LEGO, which I think is a series that unfortunately has reached its end. They didn't really announce anything, or nothing's been leaked for this year, which is a shame because it was a pretty solid line. I got a few of them. And I've been looking forward to put this together, so we're going to do that next time. Until then, stay safe, happy hunting.